So you guys remember how to win. I feel pretty good about that. Overall, your thoughts on the night, especially the 3-5-2 formation. What did you like? What you got out of that? What did you like about it?
Yeah, first I thought it was a very solid professional performance for much of the night. I thought we did a great job of finding good spots and being able to play through their lines and be able to create attacks. First half, we had a lot of attacks that looked really promising that we weren't able to really get something out of, but I thought that we were in really good spots and very difficult for them to pick up on us, and from that I thought we were able to control a lot of the play and again be dangerous in moments where again just a little more efficiency, a little more connection in the final action. We probably get something out of that half, but in the end we stayed solid defensively for the most part. JK had one or two early that I can recall that were good saves, but again I thought against a good team that knows how to attack, they're a good team with good players. You're going to have to manage some moments through the course of the game. The second half, I think, again, was more of the same, and we found some opportunities in transitions and some other opportunities to get ahead of the game. And this is, aside from maybe Dallas early, that we gave the goal back pretty quickly, if I recall. This is the first time we've been up a goal in the game, and as I've said, if we can get up in games, then gaps and spaces are going to open up, transitions are going to open up for us, things like that for us to be able to get the second, and we were. We probably left a couple on the table that maybe we could have gotten, but beggars can't be choosers right now. We take it and the 3 points and grow from it.
And then the formation.
Yeah, it was something that, again, we felt we could disrupt a little bit of their shape, something they wouldn't really expect. They got Dayon and Javi a little up there together. We got a little more presence in front of the goal, but I thought they did a really nice job of playing off of each other in terms of just one showing, one opening, creating some space, and just, again, I thought it worked. I don't typically like just a straight 4-4-2, but it was a way for us to keep our midfielders kind of in their positions, doing the things that they do while still having the power of two strikers, and also I thought Julian was outstanding, and Tyler did a great job as well, giving us width and giving us options out on the outside.
Hey, Greg, talk a little bit about the movement. I thought we saw some really good movement from you guys, and also, was this the best game that you guys have played this year?
Yeah, I think it was arguably the best, probably full 90 minutes that we've put together. I think in terms of just consistency over the 90 minutes, I felt like we were engaged, we were finding good spots, we were making, by and large, for most of the game, good decisions in transition of when we tried to go fast and when we would choose when to slow it up and control the game. One at the end when maybe Tyler rushed one on the switch right towards the end of the first half that kind of caught us open, and we survived an offsides call there, but that was probably one of the few moments where I thought we rushed it a little bit, but I thought otherwise we went when we should go and we controlled it when we should control it. I thought guys did a good job of transitioning and connecting defensively into our block, and we weren't losing guys so easily, so everybody was engaged for 90 minutes by and large. I thought, again, just in terms of good, solid, complete performance, even some of the little details that I think we've lacked in some of the other games that have cost us, I thought we did a better job of those things tonight, which is, translates into a win. So, we got to keep building. Again, I don't think we've played poorly through some of the stretch of challenges, but we've had little gaps in that have killed us. And so tonight it was nice to eliminate some of those gaps and certainly get goals and hold on for a good performance and a good win.
I thought you guys did a real nice job of moving the ball, but also moving off of the ball. And Ricky is so key to that. And I thought Ricky, again, was electric. But now you lose him for next game.
Yeah, it's, he's feisty and fiery, and he seems to be in the middle of a lot of things. And so it didn't take him long to get to that threshold. But yeah, for us, one of the challenges that we've been working through in the first part of the season is reading his movements and trying to still fill the right spaces at the right times so that we can build some attacks with the right numbers and all that kind of stuff. And tonight I thought we were filling those spaces better, which also had presence in front of the goal with one of the strikers, sometimes two strikers. I think the presence of the the so-called, wing backs, if you will, gave us this constant presence in the wide areas that sometimes we lose for little stretches in games for one reason or another. I don't want to get into the overall tactics of it, but tonight I just felt like our structure was clearer and better, and guys were popping into good spaces at good times, and the combination play, things like that was very solid.
And lastly, the last time we saw Coach was not a good moment. He seemed to be inspired tonight. As soon as he came on, 2 very good passes. He nearly curls that ball in,
Yeah.
plays another ball that it creates a chance. It just seemed that, maybe he wanted to get out there and show, this is what I'm about. That isn't. Your thoughts?
Yeah, he immediately after the Houston game, he apologized to the group, and he knows it's a mistake that we can't have, and he's very aware of that. So he's been chomping at the bit the last couple games. Just, one, he had to sit out. Even today, I didn't start him because of the shape that we were working through for the night, and but he wanted to get out, and he wanted to, have an impact. So I think he's been doing that in training. He's been fantastic. He shows his quality through moments that's exceptional. So again, just for him, I think it's emotionally just finding that kind of that calm, that peace that he needs to just go out and do his job. But his fitness is in a good spot, and he's ready to play and help the team.
Greg, I know you've talked a little bit about transition, but it seemed like you guys got into the transition a lot easier than maybe you have all year. Some of that probably the formation and just getting bodies forward, but is that something you'd like to see more of for this team?
Yeah, definitely. I think, if to score goals in different ways, not just through our set controlled possessions, which is one of the hardest ways in the game to score goals, but to be able to do that in transition. Some of it for sure tonight was having the presence of another attacker, somebody ahead of the ball who, and I thought Dayan did a great job, and at times Javi did a great job of creating just the run that goes in behind and stretching the field, which allowed us to either play midfielders forward or even to go behind early, and then we got numbers and bodies coming into the attack with us. And so whether that's with wingers or 2 strikers, we just haven't had much of it through the course of the season. I think we've left, the concept of scoring goals in transition on the table too much, and if you want to be a great team, you've got to be able to score in transition. We've got to still find the best way to score on set pieces from time to time, and then we can get our goals through some of the beautiful, possession-oriented play. But we need to, and we've been talking a lot about trying to be dangerous in all 3 phases of those types of attacks, so that we're not always getting our goals just from one way, and that's the most difficult way sometimes. So it was much better tonight, and I thought, and we've watched video and just watching. In the video, guys, when the ball turns over, getting the right guys breaking for the depth. And today, I thought we had much more of that through the course of the game, which certainly created some good moments for us.
And then my final one, the defense in the back line now is made up of 19 and 20-year-olds, and Martin back there.
He's not 19?
He probably plays like it.
He's double their age, I think.
What gives you the confidence sort of to be able to put those guys in this situation? It seems like you picked up 2 good outside backs in that, but they're still 19 and 20 years old and playing in Major League Soccer.
Yeah, I mean, for working across, if you look at Lucas, he's 20, 21 years old, but he's also played 70 matches in Serie A in Brazil, and was an under 20 in Brazil, and so he's got experience. Even though he's young, he has experience. And the second we saw him in training and we've seen him in the games, you can tell right off the bat that he has a good education for the game. He reads the plays well. He's got a great demeanor. I love, defenders who are just cerebral and read plays and make smart decisions. And, he's not a flyer like, say, Julian was last year, but he plays you out of situations that look like you're going to get stuck, and he just has great angles and a great way to, both on the ball and off the ball, just to make really good, solid decisions over the course of 90 minutes. So he's proven that since he arrived, and so I have tons of confidence in him. Jalen has proven himself through preseason and through the early games. And there's not much to say more about what he's been able to do. And Julian is another guy. I've watched Julian for a couple years, because I was actually, I think I said this in a previous, when I was watching the left back at Lanús, that when Julian wasn't playing yet. And so I saw this tall, lanky kid coming through, and So I've actually seen him play for a couple of years, and he's played through difficult times at Lanús and through good times at Lanús. You know, they had a couple of years ago, they were not having a great season, so he's had to play through some of those tough moments, and then they had a good season. And again, tonight I thought he was outstanding. I mean, for his first start, his capacity to get up in the attack, but also to recover back defensively, again, to make great plays in possession. I thought he was just really good. I mean, I think one of the things that you see as we continue to build this team is we're trying to build a team that can compete right away, which we're working on, and tonight is the first step towards showing you that, but also a team that has a really bright future. And so, you know, you see that in those three guys and others that are out there. I mean, Ricky's only a 99 and Deion's only a 99, so when you're talking birth years, so these are pretty young players who have an exceptional future here.
Hey, Greg, just wanted to talk about Chicharito and Deion. Do you see that maybe going forward, or you still want to maybe revert back to the one striker system?
Well, I think tonight was probably, for me, one of the best outings the two of them have had together as a pairing. I felt like part of that, you know, is also because of the midfield and the shape of the midfield, being able to have our guys still control the middle of the field, and those guys could kind of play off the movement of the midfielders. That was the idea, and I thought, again, they were connected. They were paying attention to each other. And we talked a little bit with them about, you know, because they're similar, what sometimes happens is when the ball goes wide, they both make the same run to try to kind of drift to the back post looking for the final action. And what would happen is we wouldn't get to the final action because we lose a number that would normally be a midfielder or somebody involved in trying to create that attack. And instead we were getting two guys setting up for the final action, but we never get to the final action. Tonight I thought there was a great mix of those guys being involved in creating some of the moments, but also being in position to finish some of the moments. And if we can find that balance, then two strikers can certainly work as it did tonight. So I thought they did a really nice job of playing off of each other and playing with the rest of the group in that way, you know.
Yeah, and Deion looked a little frustrated coming off the bench.
Yeah, of course, he's a goal scorer, and you know, for goal scorers, they love the last 20 minutes of the game when you're up because it really starts to open up. And so he was pissed at me, and I get it, and I totally understand. I'm looking at it from a coach that's trying to get the first win of the season on the night, and I thought, okay, defensively, we could use an extra midfielder in this to try to 2 goals or to try to lock this thing down. So I totally get his frustration. This kid is fiery, and he wants to score goals. And you know, we talked it out after, and I told him that he's going to get plenty of goals and lots of minutes, and I respect it. That's what he's here to do, and that's what he wants to do.
Hey, Greg. Congrats on the win today.
Thank you.
So 2 days before the transfer window shuts, you said on Thursday you'd have a little bit more clarity on what you guys were trying to do, or maybe you said, I believe, a couple hours away from knowing something. Did you get any more clarity, and are you guys a little bit further along the lines of getting someone over the line? And what kind of what profile are you looking for in a player?
Yeah. I'll know more when I leave this press conference about how close we are. So we're still working on it. I mean, we're looking again for some more pace, some stretch, somebody who can get us behind the back line a little bit. That you saw some vertical play from us tonight in that transition and the two guys. So I think we could use another guy that helps us in that capacity, because we have a lot of guys who are really, really clean in between the lines and are really good passers, and just a touch more maybe speed and directness that can help this group, and maybe play as a winger, could also play in different roles. So that's what we've been looking for. It's been an incredible process working through, because we've worked our way through a series of players who've all had interest, and their clubs are either in cup finals all of a sudden because they've gotten to them. Their teams are battling relegation. They're playing for Europe. So it's been more challenging trying to get players out of the clubs than necessarily the players having interest in the situation. So I'll know more tonight. So the 2 hours I gave you didn't give me as much clarity as I was hoping. So hopefully tonight and then tomorrow we could get something completed. But we're trying to make the right decision here in this process, not make just a decision. If something doesn't happen, then we have some pretty reasonable resources to work inside the league over the course of the summer if we need to. The summer is a lot easier because there's a lot more players going in and out of both in the league, and I know we can't work outside the league, but players come into the league, which then also makes players inside the league more available. But it's just been it's been an interesting process trying to do as much business as we've tried to do inside of this winter window, which is not always the biggest window. I think the summer is much clearer. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for your time, Greg.
Thank you.
What about one question? I answer 10 minutes and then we go, okay? I'm tired. What's up, guys?
Hey, Javi. I mean, first of all, how did it feel to get a win? I mean, what you guys have been through
Amazing,
this
man,
year.
amazing. Well, I was talking now with JK about it because he asked me like, what do you felt a part of the goal when they finished, no? And I said the sensation is like a release, more than emotion, more like happiness and excitement. It's more of a release because, yeah, I think when you are in this type of clubs, and when I say type, when very, very successful clubs, the pressure, the responsibility, and the standards are very high. So it's not the same to be in another club and don't win 6 games. Here in LA, you don't win 6 games in LA Galaxy. And then things, as you can see, we don't have even fans in our stands. Imagine how's that. So yeah, it was a release, a very like a confirmation moment because this team, this organization deserve this. Not only the win, but deserve like having in a good momentum because the players that we are here, the coaching staff and as well, everyone is trying to do the best as we can to put this team as the best in the best position. And last season we qualified in 4. I always said it. We did a very good season last one. You know, I think the pressure about our neighbors is the thing that they are blinding us a little bit. A part of like, of course, in the last I don't know how many years LA Galaxy we haven't won any championship, and you know, in my words is always like every season you need to be fighting at least to get a championship. You know, but the sensation is just release, confirmation, but yeah, we hasn't won nothing. It's just 1 game, and then on Tuesday, we need to turn the page, like always, and start focusing on Orlando, a very difficult travel and game against an East Coast Conference team. So, yeah, we're excited. Of course, this is going to give us a lot of confidence.
Javi, you guys seem to be very fluid tonight, maybe more so than we've seen all year.
Yeah.
As you're starting also to get healthier and get people in the right spots. Also want to get your thoughts on playing with Dayon up front and how that worked, because it seemed to work better tonight than it has in the past.
Yeah, look, man, I think that fluent style that you see, I think we showed it as well against LAFC, you know, and about the game that we play, and that's why after that game I came here saying that we play way better than them, but of course we did the worst mistakes as well that they didn't do, and they take their chances because they have a very good front like offense, you know. But today too. So I think a part of me playing with Dejan up front, I'm always very respectful because as a player, if they even give me the gloves and they tell me you need to start as a goalkeeper, I'm going to try to do my best and try to play. So it doesn't matter if they put me as a right back, right winger, 2 strikers, 1 striker. I'm always going to be in service of my manager and my teammates, you know, and my club. So, but the important part is like we play against LAFC with 1 striker, and now we play with 2 strikers, and we did it in the same way. Of course, we won today, and we did the clean sheet. You know, the adaptability that in this season we have as a team, you know, with new players, with more players, we have more depth in our team. We have Dejan is his the 3rd season, I think, over here too. That's a better thing for him. Preston Judd is coming as well in his 1st season over here, speaking only about offensive players. But then we have Tyler, Memo that came, Douglas, Ricky, like Mark Delgado, myself, like. We have a pretty good team, you know. The thing is, we just need to play along. Like to play more games together, because the manager was right. I was out 6 weeks, same as Douglas, and we didn't play together. And then Douglas had the red card, so we missed 1 game as well. Then with Tyler is my 2nd game, so we need to get that like rhythm and let the chemistry like cooked in a better way in both ends. But something that I said right now in the Apple TV interview, it was like, I want to give more credit as well, a part of the offense and that fluidity, to the defensive side as well, because keeping the clean sheets, it's massive. It's like, I think one big similarity that we have, the NFL and us, is like offense can win you games, but defenses can give you championships, So that I want to give that credit, that sometimes in this sport is very unfair, because normally we as strikers, we get more of the credit because, of course, we score the goal and people love watching goals, and then we don't give the credit to the people that they're doing the dirty job, they're doing the job that is not that like fancy, you can say it, So I want to give the credit to all of them, to all of us, because the defense started from me, and then, of course, it ends with the goalkeeper, but I think we did an amazing job, and I was very pleased that we could get the clean sheet.
Javi, it seemed like you guys were able to get in transition better than maybe you have all year. Greg said you need to take advantage of that more. Do you feel the same way?
Literally was something that we were speaking in the dressing room, yes. And if you can see, we had another transition that their goalkeeper saved pretty well, that I was almost to do a tap-in, that it was a very good transition. I think something that I learned so far, it's like, try to do like the minimum mistake. What do I mean with that? Is like, at least you can see that we try the correct play, and then if it doesn't happen, it's better than have bad decision and think something different that everyone is thinking. So right now, what we thought, like, we were deciding more like in the same synchronicity, more, all of us. So, but that gives you time, that gives you rhythm, that gives you like playing more games together, get with players along. That's something that Greg believes in. Of course, the best who trains in the week is going to gain his spot to play, but as well, there are players that I'm just coming back, and like I said it again, and I'm going to say it because it's important, and that's part of the context, that's why probably LA Galaxy didn't like merge and get that chemistry going on like other teams, that they were playing so many games and 2 competitions. That give you more rhythm, more chemistry, and more timing and everything. That's even better than not playing that much games, right? So, yeah, like I always said, there will never going to be the perfect game, regardless. And today we scored 2, we did the clean sheet, and we were more dominating. We dominate more the game than them. There's no perfect game. We always did mistakes, something that we can improve. We can defend better, and we can attack better. But yeah, like I said, we need to enjoy. I said it when I came in, that let's enjoy it, because it took us a long to get our first win. It took us a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of unpleasant moments. And yeah, I want us to get used to this feeling, at least of giving everything. And then soccer and football, sometimes you play against someone, you can do 99% everything correct, but the other team does 100%, and then they beat you. Sometimes the sports are like that.
Javier, congratulations on the win today.
Thank you.
How much? 2 quick questions. How much of a mental lift was the win today? And then last year you spoke on a couple of occasions on the importance of having fun on the pitch. Was today fun for you guys? Did it feel fun again?
Yeah, but you know something as well that I learned so far, and it was that's an amazing question. Thank you very much, because I want to take the opportunity to say this. People confuse sometimes that fun is about just the outcome. The fun is about the process to get where you want to get. Because if you knew already that you're going to win regardless what you're doing, so why you walk that path? You already know that you're going to win, right? So the uncertainty that gives you, and the hard work, the belief, the faith, and as well that certainty that you need to feel already that you are doing something correct and good, and the obstacles, and you have resilience, that's the fun. That's the fun that I learned, and that's the fun that I'm trying to transmit to my teammates. The fun of today started when I got injured, for example. This outcome is thank you of the recovery that I did. It's not about because I scored a goal, now I enjoy. I lost 6, I don't enjoy. No, I enjoy the other moments, because without the darkness, the sun doesn't taste and feel the same, man. It would be boring, So that fun of the evolution, of the growth, of the resilience that you can show is what makes every story, movie, or something more interesting. If you're gonna watch a movie that is always like flat, you don't like it. You like You know, the uncertainty and the bad problems, the bad situations that probably, it's not going to happen, and suddenly it's happening. And yeah, I'm a believer of that. But as well, I'm a believer that something that I enjoyed way more is what is in my control, and my control is how I react to everything, how I'm reacting right now. I'm having fun, and I will have fun, and I will enjoy it. Of course, it feels better today than last weekend, obviously. But in both, I enjoy it because it's like, let me transform those feelings and how I'm going to canalize those to evolve, to grow, and to be better. Like now, too. Because, yeah, sometimes people don't believe me. When I get out and I'm outside, I'm not thinking about the goal that I'm scoring. You know which play I'm thinking? In the offside and the miss that I have in my left foot. That's the one that is going to be stuck in my head. Always. Because that's where the improvement is. Because when I scored, I did it correctly. It's like, okay, you did it correctly. It worked. What it didn't work? This touch, this turn, that miss. You should have run first post in this one. You should have protected the ball better. Those are the things. So that's the fun. That's the fun, getting better. And of course, the outcome, man, but that's why we are here, because we are speaking about that probably these guys are going to win, and then suddenly, well, it could happen or no, it probably doesn't happen, right? So that's the beauty of it. So that fun part that I want my teammates to believe that let's have fun in the process. Let's stick together. Let's learn. Even not having fans today in the stadium, it's more gasoline to get better and to improve, instead of being a victim-like mindset. Buenas.
Primero que nada, felicitarte por
Gracias.
la jugada del gol. Llévanos en el paso de la jugada donde finalmente consigues tu primer gol de la temporada, que eventualmente lleva a la primera victoria del equipo. ¿Qué pasa por tu mente donde explotas y finalmente no termina siendo solamente tu gol, sino da confianza a tus compañeros de que sí se puede? Y segunda y final de mi parte, el día de hoy Real Madrid recuerda un gol tuyo.
Hace 8 años, sí.
Hace 8 años precisamente. ¿Qué sientes que uno de los mejores equipos siga reconociendo tus atribuciones a él?
Voy a empezar con la segunda. Obviamente que se siente muy especial el que, sí, una pequeña parte de la historia de ese equipo, pues tú seas parte de ella, ¿no? Porque al fin de cuentas fue un gol muy importante porque fue contra el rival directo ahí en la ciudad, como lo fue el Atlético de Madrid. También el contexto era que cuando llegamos en ese partido, en fase regular, en 90 minutos, fue el primer partido de como 7 u 8 que no se le ganaba en fase regular, porque también cuando ganaron ellos la 10ª, fue en tiempos extras, fue empate. Entonces nunca en 90 minutos, como ya había una racha como de, sí, 7 partidos, no me acuerdo exactamente, no se le había ganado. Entonces ese gol significó eso, que rompías con esa como mini maldición de que no se le podía ganar en tiempo regular, ¿no? a tus vecinos. Después que se clasificaba a una semifinal más también, que jugué los 90 minutos, que la asistencia me la da Cristiano Ronaldo, que nada más ganamos 1-0 y es con mi gol. Pues, ¿qué te voy a decir? Yo creo que si le preguntas a los billones de jugadores que estamos jugando todavía, o que quieren ser jugadores, o que ya son retirados, que si no darían casi un brazo, una pierna, o algo por vivir ese momento, que yo soy muy afortunado de que lo viví. Entonces eso significa, literal, hoy me levanté y cuando lo vi y fue como, créeme que no sigo eso, yo me doy cuenta de eso cuando dije, ay cabrón, ya fueron 8 años de esa parte, dije, ay qué viejo ya, 8 años, pero sí, yo tomo eso como, qué bonito, qué chingón, porque ahí lo que más veo no es nada más a Javier Hernández realizando sus sueños, yo ahí lo que veo es a un mexicano que se atrevió a salir de su zona de confort, a un mexicano que se empujó a más, y que si ese mexicano pudo, muchos mexicanos más pueden, y que me encantaría ver a más mexicanos ahí. Y luego con lo de hoy del gol, la jugada, no me acuerdo, creo que una pelota con Douglas que se la da a Marky gira, se la da a Ricky, creo que Ricky medio, no sé si controla mal o le queda larga y medio se barre, y no sé si fue un rebote o le alcanza a tocar Ricky, que le cae a Dejan, y Dejan hace una asistencia fantástica que me ve, como que la pica como un poquito como de puntera o de 3 dedos, entonces el balón me queda ahí, y ahí lo único que me pasó es, volví a seguir mi intuición, porque no sé si recuerdan, la definición fue exactamente como la que definí contra el LAFC, y ahora el portero no la paró, ahora resultó que terminó en gol. Entonces, más que emoción, fue como un alivio. Y no nada más por mí, te lo prometo, porque yo sabía que iban a caer goles. Era el alivio de que estábamos más cerca de esa victoria que todos ya nos merecíamos, que ya no era posible pasar 7 u 8 partidos, que el LA Galaxy no pudiera tener 3 puntos, ¿no? Y que no pudiera ganar en su casa. Entonces fue como una sensación más de alivio.
Midfielder Ricky Puig, he understands your questions clearly. So I'll just translate his answers from Spanish to English. Go
Thank
ahead,
you.
Ricky. Go ahead, Josh.
Ricky, congratulations on the win. Congratulations on the goal as well. What does this do for the team, this win?
Bueno, la verdad que muy contentos. Creo que necesitamos estos 3 puntos y creo que de aquí hacia adelante pues, nos va a dar mucha vida y creo que es muy importante para el grupo.
The truth is we're so happy and we needed these 3 points, and I think from now on it's going to give us a lot of life, and we're just really excited and happy for this win.
Ricky, it seemed like you guys were able to get into transition really well in this game. Talking to Javi and talking to Greg, they said you need to do more of that. Do you think this team can be successful in those moments, moving forward quickly?
Sí, sobre todo creo que es un momento donde el equipo puede hacer mucho daño. Creo que en las transiciones, como ha venido mi gol, es un momento donde el equipo pues, contrario no se encierra atrás y tenemos muchos más espacios, y la verdad que esto para el Galaxy pues, le va mucho mejor.
Yes, because it's a moment where the team can do a lot more damage, and getting them in transitions, like my goal. Austin gave us a lot of spaces, and that's good for our team.
Hey, Ricky, having Chicharito and Dejan Joveljic start together, how much did that affect you and kind of help trying to create and finish off these goals?
Bueno, sí que hoy hemos cambiado la forma de jugar. Creo que con 2 delanteros centros, pues creo que hay muchos más espacios, creo que se crean muchos más espacios al espacio, y creo que para mí pues también me beneficia mucho, y la verdad que se ha notado hoy que hemos podido marcar 2 goles y hemos tenido muchas ocasiones.
We changed our formation for tonight's game, and with 2 forwards up top, I think you could tell there was a lot more spaces, and I think having more spaces really benefited our game, and it was good. We scored twice, and we got that win.
You guys did a good job today creating width and opening up the pitch a bit more. How much did that affect your game as well? Because this team seems to play a lot better when you guys can use the entire length of the field.
Sí, creo que el equipo pues desde el principio pues también teníamos una idea diferente desde los otros partidos. Creo que teníamos que ganar sí o sí hoy. Los 3 puntos eran muy importantes y el equipo lo ha notado muchísimo.
Ricky.
I think the team since the beginning had a different idea and a different style of play, and today was just a must-win game, and we needed to get those 3 points, and the team was able to do that.
Ricky, felicidades por ganar. Al comienzo del partido recibiste una tarjeta amarilla. Tu opinión sobre esa jugada, y también te pierdes el próximo partido. ¿Cómo te sientes sobre eso? Y en tu opinión, ¿están haciendo suficiente los árbitros para proteger a los jugadores creativos?
Mira, es algo que no me gustaría hablar. Creo que es darle mucha importancia a una figura que creo que tiene que pasar por desapercibido. Creo que es el árbitro, pues tiene que hacer su trabajo y que no se hable del árbitro. Pero a mí me dan patadas durante 90 minutos, a lo mejor el mismo jugador 6 veces, y no le sacan la amarilla. Yo hoy doy una patada en el minuto 1 y el árbitro ni se lo ha pensado y me ha sacado la amarilla. Creo que es algo muy injusto porque el equipo ahora se va a Orlando y yo no puedo viajar, y creo que esto para el equipo pues no nos ayuda nada. Luego sí que es verdad que los entrenadores de la MLS y los árbitros de la MLS hacen meetings para decirle a los jugadores qué hemos de cambiar, qué tal. Pero yo creo que se tiene que proteger mucho más al jugador creativo. Y yo soy un jugador creativo. Y creo que a veces, por hablar mucho, me sacan amarillas, pero porque veo cosas que hay muy injustas y que no se valoran. Y creo que a veces los árbitros tienen que mejorar ese ámbito. A ti. Sorry, Vicky.
The question was...
It's very important, this question.
The question from Robert was on him getting a yellow card early in the game and how he feels that he's going to miss the next match, and his thoughts on the refereeing. Ricky's answer. Look, it's something that I don't want to talk about. It's because I'll be giving too much importance to a person who doesn't need to have a line, shed on him. I think he's a ref and he needs to do his job well. In a play like that, maybe the same player that I fouled gives me, kicks me 6 times and doesn't get a card, but me on the first, foul, I get a yellow. And I think it's not fair because, now the team goes to Orlando and I can't travel with the team. And, it's true, if it's true that refs and MLS have meetings, I think, it's important that, creative players like myself, they need to be protected because, it's part of the game, and I think that's something that's been missing. And, sometimes it's because I'm talking too much on the field, and I get yellows for that, but I think I see a lot of unfairness in that.
Thank you, Vicky.
Did I miss anything?
Yeah?
All right.
Okay, and Ricky, I got a follow-up to that, which is you have gotten yellow cards in a number of games.
Yeah.
Are there strategies that you need to look at to avoid that, or is that just part of, you've got to be yourself on the field, and if that results in a yellow because of the way they officiate the game, that's the way it is?
Sí, sí que es verdad que a lo mejor, pues a veces tengo un carácter que, pues, me ha hecho que me hayan sacado, pues, 4 tarjetas por protestar, pero lo que he dicho, creo que cuando yo hablo por una decisión arbitral, creo que es porque es muy injusta, porque aquí a veces cuando no se pita una falta es porque dejan seguir, pero a veces pierdes el balón al cabo de 3 segundos y el árbitro tiene que pitar esa falta. Y aquí en la MLS dejan jugar demasiado y no se pita ese tipo de faltas que al Galaxy le va bien que le piten.
Yeah, it's true. I think I have a character that's, maybe been the cause and given me a lot of cards for protesting. But like I have said, when I talk about a ref's decision, it's because I think it was an unfair. And, in MLS, they let a lot of fouls go because they want to let the play move forward. But sometimes those fouls are fouls that should be called because it's fouls that would benefit the Galaxy. Any others? All right. Thanks for your time, Ricky.
Thank you.